Imagine a sun-drenched summer afternoon, the air thick with the scent of cut grass, distant barbecue smoke. A 5-year-old child chases fireflies in the deepening twilight, each flickering light a universe of wonder. For this child, the hours stretch into an eternity. The wait for a birthday or a holiday feels like a geological epoch. Every single day is a new chapter. The first taste of a wild strawberry, the first time climbing to the highest branch of an oak tree, the first scraped knee that teaches a hard lesson about gravity. Time is a slow, meandering river. Now, picture a teenager in the crisp heart of autumn, leaves of crimson and gold crunching underfoot on the way to school. The world is a complex puzzle waiting to be solved. Social connections, academic pressures, and burgeoning self-awareness. Time for the teenager is not slow, but it is dense. Fast forward to adulthood, where the rhythm of life often settles into a steady, predictable beat. Consider a 40-year-old professional navigating the well-worn paths of a career and family life. The days are structured around meetings, deadlines, and the familiar cadence of the work week, punctuated by the quiet joys of home and the gentle demands of home. The seasons seem to bleed into one another with surprising speed. Time feels less like a river to be explored and more like a current to be managed, a resource to be allocated carefully between responsibilities and moments of precious leisure. Finally, envision an elderly individual in the quiet stillness of winter, watching snowflakes drift past a window from the comfort of a favorite armchair. For this person, decades can feel as though they passed in the blink of an eye. Memories of childhood, of raising a family, of a vibrant career, all swirl together, not as a long, linear progression, but as a collage of vivid snapshots. The passage of a single day is gentle and unhurried, yet entire seasons and years seem to collapse in retrospect. The river of time has widened and smoothed, its once turbulent rapids now a calm, inexorable flow toward the sea, carrying with it the accumulated weight and wisdom of a life fully lived. This feeling, this pervasive, unshakable sense that life's tempo quickens as the years accumulate. This feeling, this pervasive, unshakable sense that life's tempo quickens as the years accumulate, is not a unique or isolated phenomenon. It is a fundamental aspect of the human experience, a common thread that connects us across cultures, continents, and generations. Why does this happen? What is the mechanism behind this perceived acceleration? The question has intrigued philosophers, poets, and scientists for centuries. One of the most intuitive and elegant explanations for our shifting perception of time is known as the proportional theory. For a 5-year-old child, a single year represents a massive 20% of their entire existence. It is an enormous, significant chunk of their life, filled with monumental growth and learning. For a 50-year-old, 1 year is no longer a fifth of their life, but a mere 50th, or just 2%. The same 365 days that felt like an eternity to the child become a fleeting interval for the adult. The theory posits that our brain, without our conscious awareness, is constantly performing this silent calculation. Our brains are fundamentally wired to pay special attention to novelty. New experiences, new places, and new skills demand a higher level of cognitive processing. When we encounter something for the first time, our brain works hard to encode the details, creating rich, dense memories that serve as strong temporal markers. Think back to your first day of school, your first kiss, your first trip to a foreign country. As we transition into adulthood, the frequency of these truly novel experiences tends to decline. Life often settles into a more predictable rhythm governed by routine. Our brain can operate on autopilot, processing familiar information with minimal effort. This lack of novelty means that fewer distinct and detailed memories are being formed. The days, weeks, and even months can start to blur together into a homogeneous mass. Conversely, a 1-week vacation to an exotic location can feel much longer in retrospect because it was packed with new sights, sounds, and sensations. Beyond the psychological factors of proportion and novelty, there are compelling biological theories. Our bodies are governed by countless internal rhythms. Circadian cycles that regulate our sleep, the steady beat of our hearts. Some neuroscientists propose our brain possesses an internal pacemaker that emits regular neural ticks. As we age, our biological processes, including our metabolism, tend to slow down. The theory suggests the rate of these neural tics may decrease. In a sense, the frame rate of our perception decreases. A younger brain perceives a rapid succession of images as distinct. An older brain may see them blur together. Furthermore, changes in neurotransmitter levels, particularly dopamine, may play a crucial role. Dopamine levels are known to decline with age. While these biological theories are still being researched and debated, they provide a fascinating glimpse into how the machinery of our brains could shape our subjective experience. Our experience of time is not a passive observation. It is actively shaped by where we direct our attention. When we are deeply engrossed in an activity, time seems to fly by in the moment. Yet when we are bored or waiting for something, every second can feel like an eternity. As we age, our attention shifts. The demands of adult life, work, family, financial responsibilities can create continuous partial attention. Our emotional state acts as a powerful, invisible current that can bend and warp our perception of time. Feelings of fear, anxiety, stress have a profound ability to alter our internal clock. We have journeyed through a landscape of scientific theories, from the simple mathematics of the proportional theory to the complex neurobiology of our internal clocks. We have seen how the novelty of youth anchors our memories, making time feel vast, while the routines of adulthood allow it to slip through our fingers. We have explored how the focus of our attention, the richness of our memories, and the very current of our emotions can bend and shape the hours and the years. Each of these ideas provides a valuable piece of the puzzle, a lens through which we can better understand this universal human experience. Yet, even with these compelling explanations, a profound sense of mystery remains. Science can describe the potential mechanisms, but it cannot fully capture the subjective, deeply personal nature of time's passage. The feeling of watching your child grow up in what seems like an instant, the shock of seeing a dear old friend after a decade has passed, the quiet reflection on a lifetime of memories. These experiences transcend simple formulas and neurological diagrams. They touch upon the very essence of our consciousness, our mortality, and our search for meaning within the finite span we are given. The awareness that time seems to accelerate can serve as a powerful call to action. It is a reminder of the preciousness and irretrievability of each moment. If routine makes the years fly by, then perhaps the answer lies in consciously disrupting that routine. It encourages us to seek out novelty, to remain curious, to keep learning, and to be fully present for the small, beautiful details of our daily lives. By investing in experiences rather than just efficiencies, we can create the rich memories that will give our past texture and depth when we look back upon it. Ultimately, the river of time flows for us all, its current seemingly quickening as we journey downstream. We may never fully solve the riddle of why this is so, but perhaps the goal is not to solve the mystery, but to learn to navigate the river with grace, intention, and wonder. By embracing the journey, by paying attention to the changing scenery along the banks, and by cherishing the company of our fellow travelers, we can live a life that feels not short, but full. A life rich in memorable moments will, in retrospect, feel like a life that was long and full. The passage of time is a fundamental condition of our existence, and our perception of it is perhaps the most personal story we will ever tell. Why does time feel faster as we age? We may never fully solve the riddle, but we can choose how we travel, with curiosity, attention, and care.